So my crucible moment was triggered by a heart attack. One day I went for a run and I had a burning sensation in my chest. I decided to stop at my doctor's office, and long story short, I ended up at Marin General emergency room. Cardiologist came in the room and said, "Hey pal, you're having a heart attack. That we don't have a really good reason why this happened to you." I went on a self-reflective journey when modern medicine really couldn't help me. I went on my own journey. That journey led me to this realization that I'd been living so much of my life in my head and not really connected to my heart. And if I didn't start leading all aspects of my life with that higher level of connectivity, that I wasn't going to be on this earth much longer. I launched a company called Maha Global. Maha is Sanskrit, and it stands for the greatest good. And that company was formed to help leaders really focus in on the data that would help them make a business case within their organization to invest more in social and environmental impact. And at around that time, the universe connected me with Jen and Tim and Rugged Elegance. And they offered this unique opportunity to go spend a day at their beautiful home in San Francisco for a day to breathe. So I went to this Day to Breathe event, and I had my Day to Breathe a few years back with Mwangi. We walked Land's End and had this really interesting conversation. That conversation was about growing a business and growing personally. And I actually felt a lot of stress during that moment, because I was thinking about, well, how do I grow this thing? Yeah, it's on purpose, but I still want to grow it. And on that talk and walk with Mwangi, what I realized is that, all this venture capital that was coming towards me, what I realized was that was going to be a path potentially to getting back into my head. And to stay balanced and have that balance between head and heart, I had to really think about mission first, and what was the best way to serve this audience of stakeholders, of corporate leaders that wanted to do good in their corporations, and how I could help them make the turn more effectively. And what I decided is what we actually needed was more data, and we needed more science-backed methods to give them the compelling case to become more influential within their organization, so they could make the change they wanted to make. So the Day to Breathe was impactful because it took me back to my crucible moment. No one has to have a heart attack in order to attain that crucible moment. We can apply the power of the pause to our lives every day, 2, 3, 4 times a day. And I think that the practice that I really lean into more and more is when I feel like I'm forcing things to happen, to be able to pause and see what is allowed to happen. And a lot of times allowing is much more powerful than forcing. And that was part of what I learned getting to my crucible clarity.